Yeah. So we have a new Mangalacharan this sem, and that is from Moksh Marg Prakashak, the illuminator of the path of liberation. Okay. So we all want to be in the path of liberation, and how we can get into it is what this scripture explains us. So in the beginning, we will do the Mangalacharan or the benediction. You can see on page number 1. After the preface and all introduction, everything on page number 1, there is this Mangalacharan. All these Roman figures will go away and then the main page will start. Page 1. Yeah, this one. Yeah, this one. मंगलमय मंगल करण वीतराग विज्ञान नमो ताहि जाते भये अरिहंतादि महान करि मंगल करि हो महा ग्रंथ करन को काज जाते मिले समाज सब पावे निज पद राज. So this is the Mangalacharan in Moksha Marg Prakashak, and we'll be having this Mangalacharan throughout this sem. And every sem we'll try to have new Mangalacharan so that you learn all the Mangalacharans. At the same time, you can also by heart it. We first look into the introduction of Pandit Todarmalji. We have covered Todarmalji in 4 exposition and errors regarding 7 fundamentals. These 2 chapters from Vitrag Vigyan 1, 2, 3 and then some chapters from Tattva Gyan also. We have read about Pandit Todarmalji. We know the introduction, but still I would like to highlight few things. He was born in 1719 Common Era, okay, or AD. Now it is called Common Era. And he died in 1766, again Common Era. So very short life of 47 years. And he was a householder, he was a scholar, eminent scholar, and he was of very high intellect. The kind of scriptures that he read and the things that he understood from those scriptures, and that is what he depicted in all his commentaries, and this Moksha Marg Prakashak is his independent creation. We can really assess that he was a top-notch intellectual, and he has gone deep into the scriptures and given new dimension to the scriptures. So this Moksha Marg Prakashak written by Pandit Todarmalji is a illuminator of the path of liberation. We all want to get into path of liberation, and the path of liberation is right belief, right knowledge, and right conduct. Samyak darshan, samyak gyan, and samyak charitra. So these 3 constitutes the path of liberation. And the first one that we need to manifest is the right belief. So far our belief is wrong, we cannot comprehend things as they are. Okay. So we have our false belief regarding some fundamentals or other things, and that's why we are not able to manifest right belief. And when we are not manifesting right belief or samyak darshan, then that means that our sorrow continues. We are suffering in the 4 state of existence from time immemorial, and this is the opportunity that we have got to manifest right belief. And if we are able to do that, we can really initiate the path of liberation for for each one of us, and in some time compared to from time immemorial is nothing. It's just a split of second. Okay, the kind of time that we have already spent in the transmigration, compared to that, this moksha marga, the path of liberation, is a very small journey, limited time of journey. Okay, so and we will get liberated very soon. We get liberated. Okay, so this makes this scripture more important, because that is what our purpose in life. And once you manifest right belief, the happiness continues. You are able to manifest happiness in all kinds of situation that this life throws upon us. There are some factors which are controllable, and then there are some factors which are uncontrollable, which are beyond our means. Okay, and all these factors combinedly creates our feeling. Okay, and that feeling from time immemorial have been one of sorrow, and now we want to stop this journey of sorrow and beginning the journey of happiness. Okay, so that begins with the right belief. Okay, so we have to understand things as they are, and when we understand in that manner, the right belief manifests. So coming back to again Pandit Todamalji, he is being referred as Acharya Kalp. Acharya Kalp. Kalp means imagination, kalpana. Okay, it is not the reality, but still he has been given this title of Acharya Kalp, the one who is not a Acharya, but he is just similar to a Acharya. Okay, that is Acharya Kalp. Now, why this title has been given to him? Although he was a householder, he had two sons, and one of his son was very brilliant scholar. His name was Gumani Ram. And at the end of this Moksha Prakasak, there is an article written by him, which is included in our syllabus also. And that, of course, we will study later on. But he was a householder. Pandit Todamalji was a householder. So being a householder, he is being given the title of Acharya Kalp. Why? Can anyone answer it? Common sense. Nothing, something from the scriptures, but just the common sense. Why somebody is given this title? Arun, you can try. Soumya knows it.
Yes, sir. I don't know.
You don't know? Okay. Because his thoughts were like Acharya. His comprehension was like Acharya. His thinking power was like Acharya, and his understanding was like Acharya. So he is given the title of Acharya Kalp by his contemporary scholars, the scholars who were there at that time. And he was respected by one and all. And as you know, this Moksha Prakasak is not complete. It had just begun. It's there only 9 chapters. And in the 9th chapter only, the path of liberation begins with right belief. Okay. And that point of time, this scriptures is incomplete up to that part only. So, we were discussing what we were discussing. Why he's given Acharya Kalp, we discussed. And 2 main events from Pandit Todamalji's life. One is about the punishment given by the king at that time, that is death sentence, Mrityu Dand. He was given this death sentence. And at that point of time, Pandit Todamalji was here 300 years ago. So at that time, the punishment was like he used to get killed through an elephant. So that elephant, he was given order to kill Pandit Todarmalji, and he was to put his feet on the body of Pandit Todarmalji. And that elephant was not ready to put the foot on Pandit Todarmalji's body. And at that point of time, Pandit Todarmalji says that to elephant that you do your job. You are not the doer, you do your job. So this was the confidence that Pandit Todarmalji carried even at the time of death, you know, and why he was given the death sentence. Because in these scriptures only, in the 5th chapter, he has discussed the loopholes of all other religions prevailing at that point of time. And because of that, some devotees of those religions complained to the king that he is writing wrong things about our religion. Okay. But Pandit Todamalji has written all the truth. He has studied those scriptures of other religions very thoroughly, very minutely. And then he only pointed out the mistakes prevailing in those scriptures and that belief system. And because of that, people got angry and they put complaint to the king, and the king had to award that death sentence. So in a way, we can say that Pandit Todarmalji has given his life for this scripture. Okay. So it is our collective responsibility to study the scriptures very minutely and understand it very clearly, and then shape our life according to those preachings. Okay. So Pandit Todarmalji has given us a very shortcut. There are so many things in scriptures, but he has given all the essence of all the scriptures in this particular scripture, Moksha Marga Prakashak. So this was one of the main event of Pandit Todarmalji's life, the kind of sacrifice that he has given. We at our end can only do that we also study the scriptures very deeply, the kind of efforts that Pandit Todarmalji has put in to write this scripture, and understand it thoroughly and then share it with others. Okay, that is the way that we respect that scholar, Pandit Todarmalji. Dr. Bharilji used to refer Pandit Todarmalji as Pandito ka Pandit. What title he gave? Pandito ka Pandit. Scholar of the scholars. So all the Pandits, all the scholars prevailing now, they all look upon Pandit Todarmalji as their idol. Why? Because the kind of presentation that is given in this scriptures, that style, if we are able to adapt, we can understand all the scriptures. Although the scripture is incomplete because of his death, but still he has given us enough guidance to how to read the scripture and how to comprehend it. Okay, that makes these scriptures again very important. The one more event that Panditji was writing commentary on different scriptures. As you can see on page number on page number 10, 15, 17. 17 in Roman figure. There are the names of the scriptures that Pandit Todarmalji has put commentary on. Okay. So, and there are some creation is independent creation. Page number 17, Roman figure. Yeah, further. Yes, this one. No, again you have to. This is 9. Yeah, this one. So you see, he has put in 12. He has written 12 books, starting with Rahasyapun Chitti, which is a spiritual letter. Then he has done commentaries on main scriptures like Gomatsar Jeevkand, Gomatsar Karmkand, Artha Sandrashti, then Labdi Sar, Shapna Sar. All these scriptures are written by great acharyas, and on that, Pandit Todarmalji has written the commentary. Then Purshat Siddhupa is also a commentary. Moksha Marg Prakasak, although it is incomplete, but it's an independent creation of Pandit Todarmal ji. And he is famous because of that scripture only. And in this scripture, you will learn about something which are not available in any of the scriptures of the acharyas. And the first thing that comes to mind is the four exposition. The explanation on the four exposition is nowhere given in any of the scriptures. The kind of explanation that Pandit Todarmalji has given, very comparative, good study. And as we have seen in that chapter of four exposition, that how if we are able to put in four exposition in the same situation of life, how it creates a balance in us, and how we cannot react to that situation. Okay. Not to react means to manifest passionlessness. Okay. The situation demands that you do anger. But when you apply this four exposition, the anger does not arise only. And when the anger does not arise, it is, of course, passionlessness. Passion does not arise only. Okay. So when you apply four exposition into any of the life situations that you are in, you are able to create a balance where you are not manifesting attachment nor aversion. Okay. And when you do not manifest attachment and aversion, it is passionlessness only. Okay. Vitragta. So this is one very important topic of four exposition. We are going to learn in detail, not in this sem. In this sem, we have only chapter 1 and chapter 2. Okay. In the next sem, it will be chapter 3 and 4. And then in the fifth sem, we will study chapter number 6 and 8. Then there will be gap of 2 sem. Sixth and seventh, there will be no Moksha Marg Prakasak. Then again in the 8th sem, we will have 7th chapter, which is one of the biggest chapter in this book. And of course, then chapter number 9 in the 9th sem. So this is how we are going to study Moksha Marg Prakasak phase-wise over a period of 4-5 sems. Okay. So we have seen what he has written, and because of his creation, he's being revered so much. So this 8th chapter is very important. We will not find this description anywhere in any other scriptures written by acharyas. And the other important thing in this scripture is about the 7th chapter. In 7th chapter, Todarmalji has given a very vivid description of 4 kinds of misbeliever, not right believer. The mistakes done by a misbeliever are depicted in such a manner that if you understand those mistakes, we can remove those mistakes from our life. And if we are able to remove those mistakes, we become a right believer. Okay. So the purpose is to manifest right belief, and to manifest right belief, you have to eradicate wrong belief. So what are the 4 kinds of misbelievers, wrong believer? The first one is Nischaya Bhasi. It's written on page number 26. Just one page, 26. Yeah, 2-3 pages down the line. Yes, this one. Last paragraph. Okay. So misbelievers having false conception about real viewpoint. Nischaya Bhasi. Okay. The second is misbeliever having false conception about conventional point. Vyavara Bhasi. And the third one is misbeliever having false conception about both real and conventional viewpoints simultaneously. And that is called Ubhaya Bhashi. And the fourth one, misbelievers facing to right belief. Samyaktva Sanmukh Mithya Drashti. So he's still a misbeliever, but soon he is going to be a right believer. And that is the stage we can put ourselves in when we have joined this Paramagam Honors course and we really want to manifest right belief in our life and initiate the path of liberation, which we have not done since time immemorial. Okay. So this is a golden opportunity for all of us because of our past auspicious deeds. We have got this true Dev Shastra Guru and we have got access to this true scriptures. We have got access to this true scriptures and we have got access to this teachings. Okay, this Paramagam Honors course and everything else that we have in life. Okay, so we are in the best phase of our life. Whatever we have done past is always a past. We have made many mistakes, but now there is a time to amend all those mistakes and facilitate into the path of liberation. Okay. So the description of 4 kinds of misbeliever is something unique across all the scriptures in Jainism. Nowhere you will find such a subtle details about the mistakes a misbeliever does. And these mistakes are being enumerated so that we also remove our mistakes and become a right believer. Okay. So this is all.
Sorry,
Yeah.
sorry to disturb, but I'm not understanding the fourth one, the misbelievers facing to right belief.
So he is still a misbeliever, but soon he will manifest right belief. Okay. Got it?
So in the path of liberation, the
Right.
14 gunas, the gunastan, slowly a soul becomes vitragi. And then around the 4th gunastan, that's when the progress starts.
Yeah.
Is there a certain gunastan when a soul starts getting to the 4th misbelief?
Yeah. So he from first, the jump is to the 4th, always. Okay. Second and third gunasthan only comes when you are falling from the 4th. Okay. So the journey begins like 1st to 4th. Now, before you move on to the 4th, these are some of the mistakes that we make in spite of getting the right scriptures, the right knowledge and everything, external infrastructure, what is required to manifest right belief, that all we have. Okay. Now we have to read the scriptures, understand the scriptures, and just change our belief. Okay. That is only left. And now to do that change, we need to understand what mistakes we have been committing. Okay. So these are the 4 kinds of misbeliever who have been committing mistakes. Now among these 4 categories, the 4th one, misbeliever facing to right belief. He is the best of the misbeliever because he is soon going to change his misbelief into right belief. Okay. It's just a matter of time. And he is doing all the right things. But there is an element of karma. Okay. Monia karma, darshan monia karma. So that something is not in our hand. Okay. It takes time to destroy that darshan monia karma. Okay. It takes time. So what efforts that you can put in at that point of time is the right understanding, correct understanding. So with correct understanding, your belief will change from misbelief, wrong belief to right belief. So the journey starts when you are in the wrong belief. Okay. And when you manifest right belief, that is the where you begin the path of liberation. That is the 4th stage. Okay. And this is quite possible right now with proper understanding. If you put in right efforts in the right direction under the right guidance, it is very simple because it is our nature. Although we have done so many bad deeds in the past, okay, but the eternal soul, it is always a pure, and it is a pure now also. Only thing is that the impurities are there in the modification, and when you are able to understand and know the real nature of the pure soul, you are able to eradicate that delusion and manifest right belief. Okay. So misbeliever facing to right belief, although he is not a right believer, he is still a misbeliever only, but still he has developed the potential to manifest right belief very soon. Okay. And that is something very interesting. It is nowhere found in any of the scriptures written by acharyas. I would say that acharyas have written scriptures from certain perspective, looking at the overall standard of the people living in those times. But Pandit Todarmalji, just he was here 3000 years ago, so very close to us. Okay, acharyas have written scriptures 2000 years ago. Now just can imagine what the transformation would have been in the next 2000 years. We are into that decreasing time. Hunda Ausarpani Kal. You know the cosmology, you have read about this, right? And we are in the
Yes.
worst of times. But in spite of that, we have got access to the right scriptures. And by understanding these right scriptures, we can change our belief. So this, from that perspective, these scriptures become very, very important. So you should put in extra effort to understand it. You should read it in advance, read it while we are in the class, ask any questions if you have at that point of time. And again, after we finish the discussion here in the class, you revise it once more so that everything becomes very clear. So if you put in this kind of effort, I can assure you that it will not take much time to manifest right belief. Okay. So you may ask that, give me a proper time frame by which I can manifest this right belief, right? This would be your question, everybody's questions, right? But I would say it depends on you, how much effort you can put in and with what intensity you put in those efforts. Okay. So we have seen in life that there are some people who are a bit lazy and, they don't have the enthusiasm to achieve something in life. And there are some people who are who have got a strong desire to manifest something, to achieve something, and their approach is totally different. So if you read the scriptures properly, your approach to read scriptures will also change. Your enthusiasm will change. Your understanding will improve. Your knowledge will sharpen. Okay. All these things will bring together the right belief. Okay. So there is no specific time frame by which you will be able to manifest right belief, but minimum could be less than 48 minutes, because right belief happens in one moment. 1 moment ago, he was a wrong believer. The next moment, he is a right believer. Samyak drashti. Okay. So it is quite possible in whatever stages we are here. Only thing that we need to put in concrete efforts. Okay. Spirited efforts. And that is what going to change our life for the good. Okay. So we come back to the Mangalacharana again. So one more event that I wanted to highlight is that while the Pandit Todamalji was writing commentaries on the scriptures, he was so engrossed in writing the commentary that his mother, who used to cook food for him, he was not putting salt in the vegetable. And Pandit Todamalji was so engaged in that commentary that he never was able to make out that there is no salt in the vegetable. And the day he finished his commentary, at that point of time, that was around 6 months later on. And on that day, he was asking his mother that you have not put salt in the vegetable. And that is the time his mother realized that today his commentary has been completed. So now he is able to understand that there is no salt in the vegetable. And 6 months he was doing the same thing. But Pandit Taudamalji never complained. Why he never complained? Because he was so much engrossed in the writing of the commentary. So this kind of devotion Pandit Taudamalji was having. And once we read the scriptures, we will understand that how intellectual he was and how sharp his knowledge was. And he has got a great grasping power. So that's why he was able to read and understand other religious scriptures also. And all this he has given critical analysis about those religion where they have gone wrong in the 5th chapter. Okay. Although the 5th chapter is not in part of our syllabus, right? But still, if you are interested to know what mistakes the other religions are making, you can read by yourself. Okay. The bigger challenge is the person who was born in a Jain family and still he was not able to manifest right belief. That is the main part of this scripture. That is the 7th chapter. Okay. So soul is soul only. Soul never changes. It's always a pure soul. The substance is always pure. The attributes are always pure. Only thing, the problem is in the modification. Okay. So we have impure modifications now and we want to manifest pure modification, right kind of modification. That is the challenge. And for that, there are no rituals that you have to follow. You don't have to fast. You don't have to do any other activities of mind, speech, and body. Only thing that you need to do is to understand the scriptures in the proper manner as being described and make a decision on that. That is only going to bring happiness in your life. And that happiness is going to be of a permanent nature. It's going to increase with time. Okay. And at one point of time, you will be able to eradicate all the impurities and manifest complete knowledge, complete all kinds of attributes. Okay. And that then soon you are going to get liberated. So this is a very important and exciting scripture that we have undertook to study in this third sem. Okay. So in the Mangalacharan, what Panditji is saying to us, Mangalmay Mangal Karan Vitrag Vigyan. Okay. So what is Vitrag Vigyan and why it is Mangalmay and why it is Mangal Karan? Okay. So what is Vitrag Vigyan? Vitrag means passionless. And Vigyan means science of discrimination. Okay. So Vitrag Vigyan means there are 4-5 meanings to it. Okay. One meaning that we discussed just now, that you manifest complete passionlessness state. Okay. That is Vitrag. And Vigyan is the science of discrimination. Discrimination between two substances. Discriminations between two elements. Okay. And that is called Vigyan, Bhed Gyan. Okay. So the first meaning of Vitrag Vigyan is passionless. The second is Bhed Vigyan, science of discrimination. The third is it also includes 5 supreme beings, 5 Parmestis. Out of these 5 Parmestis, Aryant and Siddh has already manifested complete passionlessness, and Acharya, Upadhyay, and Sadhu, they have eradicated 3 levels of passions, Anantanubandhi, Apratyakhyan, and Pratyakhan. But still, they have not manifested complete passionlessness. Okay. But they have manifested partial passionlessness. Okay. So they are also included in the Vitrag Vigyan word. 5 parmestis. Another meaning of Vitrag Vigyan is Ratnatray. What is these 3 gems? Right belief, right knowledge, and right scriptures. Okay. So all these 3 attributes, if we are manifesting it right, then it is going to bring happiness in our life and it is going to remove sadness from our life. And that is called Mangal. Paap ko galave, sukh ko lave. It removes, it eliminates all the sorrows from our life and it manifests happiness. Okay. And that is called Mangal. So Mangalmay, Mangalkaran, Vitrag Vigyan. Another meaning of Vitrag Vigyan is the pure soul. Okay. Pure soul. So these are 4-5 meanings that Vitrag Vigyan word carries. We will understand it more in the next paper, that is Chhe Dala. Okay. So there we will again go into the details of Vitrag Vigyan. Coming back to the benediction here. Namo tahi jate bhaye aryant adi mahan. So how this Aryant and all the other 5 Parmestis have become great personality? Okay. Because they practice this Vitrag Vigyan. They practice this science of discrimination. And by that practice, they also became Arihant, Siddh, Acharya, Upadhyay, and Sadhu. Okay. Then in the third line, Kari Mangal Kari Ho Maha Granth Karan Ko Kaj. I am writing the scriptures for my own benediction, for my own benefit, and the benefit of other seekers like me. Okay. So if Pandit Todarmalji would not have been here and in this, and the scriptures would not have been with us, we would have been very, very poor. Okay. But because of the scriptures and because of the tradition that Todarmalji has carried forward, we are we have been able to get this knowledge. Okay. So I promise that I'm writing the scriptures for the benefit of the self and the non-self. Jate mile samaj sab pave nijpad raj. Now samaj means community. The simple meaning of the word samaj is community, right? But here that meaning is not there. Here samaj means the collection of attributes. Okay. The collection of attributes is being referred as samaj here. Jate mile samaj se sab. So we all have infinite attributes in us, and those infinite attributes manifest in the right manner, and that is called jate mile. Jate mile. Mile means to get. Okay. Jate mile samaj sab. So by reading the scriptures properly, by bowing to the 5 parmestis and understanding the scriptures properly, we will be able to manifest infinite attributes that are presently with us in the right manner. Okay. We will get all the right attributes. Our all attributes function will turn in the right direction. And that right direction is the path of liberation. And when we get into this path of liberation, one day we will get liberated. Okay. We will get complete detachment. Okay. So this was all about the Mangla Charan. Now we are going to read the scripture and then I will go on explaining it. Okay.
So what does Nijpad Raj mean?
Nijpat means our own post. Pad. Pad means post. Designation. Okay. And what is our permanent designation? What post we want permanently? That is liberation. Liberated soul. See the avastha. Okay. So Pave Nijpad Raj. So if we are able to manifest all the right attributes that we possess, okay, which are presently manifesting in the wrong way, if we are able to change that, then we will also manifest complete detachment. Okay, complete detachment, we will manifest all the attributes as a right modification, pure modification. Okay, so this is called Pave Nijpad Raj.
Sir, what do you mean by like Mangal word, which is repeated again and again? Mangal
Yeah,
May.
Mangal is the one that brings in happiness and removes sorrow.
Acha. Blissfulness.
Yeah.
That is happiness. Okay. And
Yeah.
then again, third line, they say Kari Mangal May. That means like
So
you are bliss.
I am writing the scriptures for my own self-development and for the development of the others. And what is this development? This development is again Mangal, that you remove sorrow and manifest happiness. And that is the objective of each individual in this universe. Even the animals, okay, they also want to be happy. And that's why they are doing all those things. Okay. So only objective of all the human beings is they don't want to suffer sadness. They want to experience happiness. Okay. And they don't know the right methodology. So they are not able to manifest the right, they are not able to manifest the right kind of happiness. But by reading the scriptures, we can turn our wrong belief into right belief, and we can experience permanent happiness. And that happiness is going to increase over a period of time. And one day will come when we will manifest complete happiness, complete eternal bliss. Okay. And we'll soon get liberated.
So Kari how Maha. Kari how Maha.
Means, Maha means great. Okay.
Hmm.
So this scriptures is being written to create, to make ourselves great. To make ourselves great means what? To get us ourselves liberated. Okay.
Hmm.
So this was the meaning of the benediction. Now we come to the chapter and we will start reading from the first line itself. And who will read? Payal, you only read. So I'm very happy that after a month we are beginning this class, and there is a good people who are present in the class. I never found so many people attending the class. So this is something good indication that you are all interested, right? So let's begin. Yeah, read, Payal.
I'm not able to see I don't have my specs in front of me.
Okay, so then Rekha. Unmute yourself.
Yes, sir. Jai Jinendra to everyone.
Yeah.
Sir, shall I read it from Mangalacharan? I mean, the translation in English?
No, yeah, you read from Mangalacharan only.
The science of non-attachment, passionlessness is all blissful and cause of bliss. I bow to that science by virtue of which the Arihantas and Siddhas, omniscient gods, have attained the supreme state. Having made obeisance, I, Todramalji, endeavored to write this sacred book which may be instrumental in the manifestation of all spiritual traits and help achieve the state of true self-rule. Now begin the sacred book titled Mokshmarg Prakashak, illuminator of the path of liberation. The hymn of adoration follows. Namo Arihantanam, Namo Siddhanam, Namo Ayaryanam, Namo Uvajjayanam, Namo Loye Savvasahunam. This is Namaskar Mantra, benedictory incantation in Prakrit language and is extremely blissful. Its Sanskrit version follows as such. Namo Arhabhaya, Namo Siddhebhya, Namo Acharyebhya, Namo Upadhyayebhya, Namo Loke Sarva Sadhubhya. Its meaning is thus obeisance to Arihant gods, adorable embodied omniscience, obeisance to Siddha gods, liberated disembodied omniscience, obeisance to acharyas, chief preceptors of congregation of ascetic monks, obeisance to upadhyayas, teacher monks, preceptors, obeisance to all sadhus, monks, completely passionless naked monks in the universe. Thus, in this month,
Possessionless, completely possessionless.
sorry, sir, completely possessionless naked monks in the universe. Thus, in this mantra, the obeisance namaskar is offered, hence, it is called Namaskar mantra. Now we ponder over their distinguishing characters, differentiates.
Stop.
Character.
So this is the introduction, and all the benedictions. We only bow to the Panch Parmestis. Okay. What is the reason of doing this Mangla Charan? Todomalji has explained this in the scriptures only, in this chapter only, that benediction is being done for two purposes. One is we are keeping the Panch Parmesti on our head. That means we are considering them as our guide. We want to follow in their footsteps. Okay. This is one thing. And when we are able to bow to somebody, that means our passions have become mild. And when your passions have become mild, then only you are able to write the right scripture, right things in the scriptures. Okay. So to doing Manglacharan is become mandatory. Okay. For these two reasons. So we are keeping somebody on our head. That means we are not considering ourselves as the supreme one. Okay. Although we have manifested good knowledge and he was able to write these scriptures because he has got good knowledge. But still he is keeping the Panch Parmestis on his head. Okay. So that shows his humbleness. The second part is that your passions becomes mild when you do Manglacharan. And when you have mild passions, then only you are able to write good things. Otherwise, you will write wrong things. Okay. So for these two reasons, the Manglacharan has to be done initially. And in Manglacharan, we always bow to the Panch Parmestis. We give respect to the Panch Parmestis because ultimately that is all we desire also. Okay. We also want to become Panch Parmesti. We also want to become Aryant. We also want to become liberated soul, Siddha. Okay. So this Namaskar mantra. Now, the 5 Parmestis that we paid respect to, Aryant, Siddha, Acharya, Upadhyaya and Sadhu. What are the characteristics of these 5 Parmestis? Okay. That we will understand, and by understanding the characteristics, we will be able to create an image of what an Aryant would be. Okay. Because at present we don't have any Aryant in front of us, any liberated soul, any acharyas, upadhyayas or sadhus in front of us. Okay. So how do we know that what they were, what were their characteristics, how was their life, right? Everything will be able to understand by knowing the characteristics of each post, each 5 posts. And by knowing these characteristics and by understanding their nature and their what efforts they have put in, we will be also inspired to put in similar efforts and achieve the same post for ourselves. Okay. So this knowing the Aryant properly is very, very important. And once you know who is a Aryant, who is a Siddha, then the next time when you do the Manglacharan or when you go to the temple and bow to the Aryant Pratima, at that point of time, you are able to recall all these characteristics of the Aryant and how that's why they are being revered by all the Jains, and that's why they got liberated. Okay, so we will be able to understand that, and when we understand and bow, then it makes more sense. That means we are really seeking to manifest those attributes in us. Okay, so we will understand characteristics of each of the 5 Parmesthis one by one. Okay, so we begin with Arhantas. There are around 9 points and 9 characteristics in this paragraph. Okay, characteristics of Arhantas. I will just explain you point wise. Okay, so I'm reading this. Okay, first, okay, I'll somebody would read and then I will point out the numbers and explain also. So that way we will be saving time. Okay, so Roshni ji, you read.
Yes. Characteristics of Arhat. First, we ponder over the characteristics of Arhat. He, the true believer, who, having renounced the householder's life and accepted the monk's conduct or ascetic life, has destroyed the 4 ghati karmas or obscuring karmas through immersion in one's own soul's intrinsic nature, and in him are manifested the highest attributes of 4 infinities. Through infinite knowledge, Anand Gyan, omniscience, he knows directly, clearly, all substances, jeev, etc., simultaneously together with their infinite attributes and modifications. Through infinite perception, Anand Darshan, or omniperception, perceives all these substances in general, undifferentiatedly, through infinite energy, Anantavirya. He always holds such potency of knowing and seeing. Through infinite bliss, Anant Sukh, he experiences imperturbable supreme bliss of beatitude. Further, who has attained the state of perfect serenity and peace by freeing himself from all sorts of impure dispositions like attachment, aversion, etc., and has achieved the state of supreme God of gods by becoming free from hunger, thirst, etc., birth, death, etc., all sorts of physical maladies, and whose body has turned into a supernatural param odaric body having no weapon or clothing, and is devoid of such censorable signs and symptoms of sex feeling, anger, etc., foul dispositions, and emotions, and by whose sermons the Dharma Tirth, conduction of true religious path, prevails in the universe, by means of which the mundane being attains welfare of the self, and who is found possessing different glories, wonders, and greatnesses which are the cause of worldly people to believe in his supreme lordship, and who is adored by the great personages like Indras, heavenly gods, and Ganadhars, the highest rank of monk's order, etc., for their own spiritual belief. Thus adorable in all respects is Sri Arihant Dev. To him I offer my salutation.
So you're on mute.
That आप mute पे है.
Sorry. So we have seen around 9 characteristics in this paragraph of Arhantas. First of all, he is Arhant, so he is already a true believer. And what did he, the first thing that he did? After becoming a true believer, he renounced the householder's life. Okay. Now, renouncing the householder life does not mean that you leave the house and go to the jungle. It does not mean that. It means the deeper meaning is that you renounce the oneness with the house. Okay. You have believed this house is your own, this family is your own. Okay. So this belief have to go first. Okay. The belief of oneness with house, oneness with family, oneness with all the associations that we have in this life. Okay. So that ekatva, mamatva, kartutva, and bhoktutva, all these four pillars of delusion, we should get rid of. And that is the time we manifest right belief. So this Arhant, he renounced the householder's life and accepted monk's conduct. Okay. So he not only renounced the householder's life, but he also renounced the oneness belief with all those association. Okay. So with that, he became a monk. So that is the second point. Renouncing the householder's life is first. Accepting monk's conduct, ascetic life, that is the second. Then the third comes that he has destroyed four ghati karmas, obscuring karmas, knowledge obscuring karma, perception obscuring karma, then faith, not faith, deluding karma, and the fourth one is antray karma. Antray is antray karma is what? Obscuring karma. Antray karma is called obscuring karma. Okay. So these four karmas he has destroyed, four ghati karmas, and that's how he become Aryan. So by destroying four karmas, he has manifested four qualities. Which are the four qualities? Infinite knowledge, infinite perception, infinite bliss, and infinite energy. Okay. So these are the four infinite attributes that he has manifested by destroying the four ghati karmas, obscuring karmas. Okay. So that was the third point. Fourth point, page number 3. Further, who has attained the state of perfect serenity and peace. Perfect means complete faith, complete bliss, and complete peace. Okay, complete bliss and complete peace by freeing oneself from all sorts of impure disposition. Okay, all sorts. So not a single impure disposition remains, like attachment, aversion. So he has completely manifested passionless. Okay, completely manifested detachment. Is completely detached now. Okay, so this is the fourth characteristic. Fifth, has achieved the state of supreme God of gods by becoming free from 18 blemishes. What are these 18 blemishes? Hunger, thirst, birth, death. Okay, we have studied about these 18 blemishes before also. I would you would recall. Okay, by becoming free from all the 18 blemishes, all sorts of physical maladies, and whose body has turned into a supernatural param odaric. Okay, so it has become now a supernatural body because he has manifested the Aryan state. So this is the fifth point. The sixth point, having no weapon or clothing. Okay, so we see other gods like Durga Mata, they will have some weapon with him. Then some other devs also have this kind of weapons with them, and that is a sign that they are still having attachment. Okay, otherwise why will you have weapon? When you have manifested complete passionlessness, then why you would like to protect yourself, right? So since they have got this feeling of protecting themselves, so that's why they are carrying these weapons, and they are not the right dev. Okay, they are not the right God. Having no weapon or clothing and is devoid of sensible signs and symptoms of sex, feeling, anger, etc. Means all kinds of passions. Okay, so they are devoid of all kinds of passion. They have manifested complete detachment foul disposition and emotions. So now they are no more emotional. Okay, they have conquered all the emotions and all the foul dispositions. Seventh point, by whose sermons the Dharma Tirth, the conduction of true religious path, prevails in the universe, by means of which the mundane beings attain welfare of the self. Okay, so once they become Aryant, then the divine sound starts coming out of that Arhant. Okay, and through this divine sound, Divya Dhvani, this path of liberation, okay, the conduction of true religious path prevails in the universe. Okay, and by means of which these mundane beings attain welfare of the self. Each mundane beings attains welfare of the self. Number 8, who is found possessing different glories, wonders, and greatnesses, which are the cause for worldly people to believe in his supreme lordship. Okay. So they don't intend to manifest these things, but it automatically comes to that they are found possessing different kinds of glories, wonders, and greatnesses. Okay. And because of that, the worldly people believe their supreme lordship. And once they believe that he is a supreme lord, they will pay attention to his sermons. And when they pay attention to his sermons and understand it, they also get into the path of liberation. Last point, who is adored by the great personages like Indra's, heaven's god, king of heaven is Indra, and Gandharas, the highest rank of monk's order. Okay, so Gandharas are also a monk, and they are the highest rank of monk's order. They are themselves greater than acharyas also, and they are quite responsible for understanding the sermons of the divine from the divine sound, Divya Dhvani. They understand, Gandhars understand it, and then they pass on to other acharyas, then acharyas pass on to other acharyas, and that is how the Jinvani has come to us. For their own spiritual benefit, thus adorable in all respect is Sri Aryanta Dev. To him I, Todarmal, offer my salutation. Okay, so these are the characteristics of an Aryant, and this is what they have manifested. And because of that only we respect this Aryant Bhagwan. Because without these sermons, we would not have got access to any of this kind of knowledge. We would not have any support in our life. Okay. Now we are so confident that we have got the right path of liberation. By only putting in right effort in the right direction to understand the scriptures, we will be able to manifest happiness. Such a wonderful feeling that by reading something, you are able to be happy in the same situation. Earlier, you were suffering, you were bleeding, right? And now in the same situation, you are able to enjoy it. Such a wonderful transformation. Where we will get this? Money cannot buy this, okay? And it is only because of our effort we will be able to manifest it. And what is this effort? This effort is to understand the scriptures in the right perspective. That's all. Okay. So this was about Aryantas. Now we move on to the Siddhas. So Aryanta have destroyed 4 obscuring karmas, and Siddhas have destroyed 4 obscuring karmas plus 4 non-obscuring karmas. Okay. So Siddhas are the liberated souls, and they have done everything that needs to be done. So there are 10 characteristics of Siddhas that we will understand now. So first we will read it and then we will understand it. And Jia, you read.
Characteristics of Siddhas, liberated souls. Now we meditate on the characteristics of Siddhas, liberated, disembodied omniscience. He, the true believer, who having renounced the householder's life and by following the monk's conduct, has attained the four infinites, infinite knowledge, perception, bliss, and energy, on destruction of four ghati karmas, obscuring karmas, and after lapse of some time, on destruction of the four agati karmas, non-obscuring karmas, also quitting the supernatural body, he reached at the summit of the universe by virtue of upward motion nature. There he attained the perfect liberated state by getting released from the association of all foreign substances, and whose soul's spatial units retained the shape of human form, that is, a little less than the final body, and whose counter effect producing karmas got destroyed. Hence, all spiritual attributes like right belief, knowledge, perception, etc., got fully manifested in their natural states, and whose attachment with no karmas, body, etc., has ended. Hence, the immateriality, etc., all spiritual traits got manifested, and whose bhav karmas, psychic impure disposition like attachment, aversion, etc., are destroyed. Hence, the manifestation of imperturbable, wholly blissfully form of pure self nature is continuing incessantly, and by whose meditation the capable souls, Bhavya Jivas, attain the discriminative knowledge of the self substance and non self substance and of alien impure dispositions, evolving due to rise of karmas and natural pure dispositions evolved in the absence of karmas, and by virtue of which the means of attaining siddhahood is achieved. Therefore, by attaining one's own pure nature, which is only worth attaining, they, the siddhas, serve as images for exhibiting it, and who have become kritya, attained the supreme attainable, hence continue to dwell in such a perfect blissful state infinitely. Our salutations to such accomplished siddhas.
So this is the characteristics of Siddhas. The first point. Of course, he is a true believer who, having renounced the householder's life, same as Aryant. Aryant also renounced householder life and become a monk, and then he manifested that Aryant state. By following the monk's conduct, has attained the four infinites. This is the same as the in Aryant. Okay, infinite knowledge, perception, bliss, and energy. Okay, four infinites as in on destruction of four ghati karmas, obscuring karmas. Third, after lapse of some time. Now, how much is this some time? Once you become a Aryan, how much time you will take to become a liberated soul? So that is called here some time. How much that could be? Any idea? Any guesses?
It could be anything, sir. Like you cannot tell that because it could be few months or few seconds or it could be
But can you give an
few years.
example? Can you give an example? I can give an
Yes, sir.
example. Whose example?
Yes, sir. Like I can give example of Tirthankar Bhagwan. Like all Tirthankar Bhagwans. I mean, I don't know the months. How many months Mahavir Swami or how many years he were there. Once he got that Arihanthood,
Hmm.
after that only he started preaching Jainism. As far as my knowledge goes.
Right.
He
Tirthankars
started
Tirthankars have this trait that once they manifest complete knowledge, then only they start preaching. Okay.
preaching
So
Jainism.
if we
And like
consider Bhagwan Mahavir's life, he got initiated into monkhood at age 30. At 42, he manifested complete knowledge, Keval Gyan. Okay. And up to 72. So 30 years, for 30 years, he kept on preaching here in throughout the India. Okay. So that was his time. And after uh, at 72, he got liberated. Okay. So this sometimes could be that much also. And it could be like Simandar Paramatma. One Koda Kodi Sagar. Very long period. Okay. But having said that, there is no difference because they have already conquered the Ghati karmas. Okay. So they are enjoying complete eternal bliss. Now, how does it matter whether you get liberated in 12 years or you get liberated in 30 years or you get liberated after 1 crore years? What does it matter? Doesn't matter because they have already conquered
Bharat Bahubali, they were liberated in one Antarmurat, no?
who?
Bharat Bahubali, one of those.
No, he manifested uh, complete knowledge within Antarmurat, 48 minutes. Okay. But the liberation happened later on. Okay. So
Okay.
the classic example is of Simandar Swami. He is still in the Tirthankar stage in the Mahavideshetra right now. And when the 12th Tirthankar of the next Chobisi will be here in Bharat Setra, at that point of time he will get liberated. So such a long period he will be in the Aryant state, Simandar Swami. Okay. So this sometime could be minimum also, as you said, ki of Bharat Chakravarti, 3-4 days. I think he took 3-4 days to get liberated. Okay. Or it could be as long as Simandar Swami is taking time. Okay. So this sometime is that much time. After lapse of some time, this is the third point. On destruction of the 4 non-obscuring karmas, also quitting the supernatural body, औदारिक शरीर को भी छोड़ देते हैं. He reached at the summit of the universe, Siddh Sila, by virtue of upward motion nature. Okay. By default, the nature of the pure soul is upward motion. Okay. So this liberated soul got liberated and he was stationed at the summit of the universe, Siddh Sila. There he attained, fourth point, there he attained the perfect liberated state by getting release from the association of all foreign substances. Okay. So he conquered Dravya Karma, he conquered Bhav Karma, he conquered No Karma. There are only 3 types of karmas. No Karma is quasi karma, Dravya Karma is material karma, and Bhav Karma is psychic karma. Okay. So he conquered all these karmas and got released from the association of all foreign substances. Fifth point, whose soul's spatial units retained the shape of human form a little less than the final body. So Adinath was having a body, giant body of 500 Dhanush. Okay. And Mahir Bhagwan was only 7 feet tall. Okay. Such a vast difference. Okay. So whatever is your last life, some slightly less, little less than the final body. Now, why little less than the final body? Because there are gaps in our body. Like in the nostrils, we have gap. Then in the ears, we have gap. So all those gaps gets eliminated. Okay. So the final body that is there in the state of liberation will always be little less than the last life that we lived. Okay. So in case of Adinath Bhagwan, it will be slightly less than the 500 Dhanush height that he had. And in case of Mahavir Bhagwan, who was 7 feet tall, so it will be slightly less than the 7 feet. Okay. So this was the fifth point. And sixth one, whose counter effect producing karmas got destroyed. Hence, all spiritual attributes like right belief, knowledge, perception, etc. got fully manifested. Okay. Got fully manifested in their natural states. Okay. In their natural states. And whose attachment with the no karmas, okay, quasi karma, like body and other associations that we have in our life, has ended. Hence, the immateriality, etc., all spiritual traits got manifested. And whose bhav karmas, this is number 8, whose bhav karmas, psychic impure dispositions like attachment, aversions, etc., are destroyed. So he destroyed material karma, he destroyed the no karma, quasi karma, and now he has destroyed the bhav karmas, are destroyed. Hence, the manifestation of imperturbable, holy, blissful form of pure self nature is continuing incessantly. And by whose meditation, this is the 9th point, by whose meditation the capable souls means bhavya jeev, attain the discriminative knowledge, Ved Vigyan, of the self-substance and non-self-substance. So, discrimination between the self and the non-self that he has achieved. And of alien impure disposition evolving due to rise of karmas. All these have been eradicated. And natural pure disposition evolved in the absence of karma, and by virtue of which the means of attaining siddhood is achieved. This is the 9th point. Now the last one, 10th point. Therefore, for attaining one's own pure nature, which is only worth attaining, there is nothing worth attaining than our own nature. They, the Siddhas, serve as images for exhibiting it. Okay. So, I am the original soul. Siddh Bhagwan is a reflection of mine. Okay. It is an image of mine. Serve as images for exhibiting it, and who have become Krit Kritya. Krit Kritya means attain the supreme attainable. So whatever you wanted to attain, you have already attained. So there is nothing left to be done. There is no unfinished task. Everything is finished. Okay. He has attained the supreme attainable. So now he does not have any desire or wants left over. He has attained everything. Okay. Hence continue to dwell in such perfect blissful state infinitely. Okay. So now he will continue to dwell in such state infinitely. There is no end to it. Okay. Our solution to such accomplished siddhas. So the pure soul will remain always a pure soul, even if it is in the worldly existence or if it gets liberated. The pure soul will remain the pure always. So the substance is pure, the attributes are pure, only the modification is impure, and by taking shelter in the pure nature, the manifestation will also become completely pure. And that is the end of the path of liberation. Now you will be enjoying permanent eternal bliss infinitely. Okay. There is no end to this. So Siddh Bhagwan has accomplished everything, whatever needs to be accomplished. There is no task left for them, and they will enjoy this eternal bliss for endless time. There is no end to it. Okay. So we all have got two choices. One is that we continue to transmigrate from one state of existence to another state of existence, and that we have been doing since time immemorial. Okay. The other option is we get ourselves liberated. Okay. So that is why the name of our foundation, which is conducting this Parmagam honors course, is Learn to Liberate. Okay. So we are learning to get ourselves liberated. This world will go on like this. We have infinite times come in association with our family members, with other associations that we had, okay, in the past, but we never got liberated. So this is the time that we manifest right belief, get into the path of liberation, travels the whole journey from the 4th spiritual stage to the 14th spiritual stage and get liberated. And all this is quite possible once you made a beginning with the right belief. Okay. So we are understanding the nature of all the 5 permestities now. One thing is that once we understand their nature, their characteristics, when we bow to them, we will have all the images in front of us. And the other thing is that they are our idol. Okay, we also want to follow in their footsteps and get liberated. Okay. Now, general characteristics of Jain monks. Okay. So Acharya is also a monk, Upadhyaya is also a monk, and Sadhu is also a monk. Okay. So there are some general characteristics across all these 3 posts. And then there are some specific characteristics pertaining to each post. Okay. So we will take general characteristics first, and then we will come to the specific characteristics of Acharya, Upadhyaya, and Sadhu individually. Now, first, these general characteristics. And there are 19 general characteristics, which is common to all Acharyas, Upadhyayas, and Sadhus. Okay. So that we are discussing first, and then we will come to that specific characteristics. Okay. So we have still 34 minutes left. So first we will read these general characteristics. There are 19 points. While you read, I will be telling you point numbers also, so that the next time we don't have to repeat it again. While you are reading, I will just intercept in between point number 1. Okay. Point number 2, like that. And who will read? Himali, you read. General characteristics of Jaina monks.
So,
Yeah.
so I was just messaging you. Okay, I'll just read this and then I'll get into the event. Um, General characteristics of Jain monks, Acharya, Upadhyayas, and Sadhus. Now we look at the characteristics of Acharya, Upadhyayas, and Sadhus, all possessionless naked Jain monks. He, the right believer, who having become dispassionate and indifferent to worldly pleasures, relinquished all kinds of possessions and attachments, and accepted
This
should
is first point. This is completed. Accepted is second point.
and accepted Shuddha Upyog, pure, passionless conduct or self-absorption form of monk's conduct, experiences
three.
internal,
Experiences is number 3.
right, experiences internal through that Shuddhopyog of his self to be self-soul only, never feels I-ness in other objects and believes one's own sentient nature only as one's own, never feels mindness in alien dispositions, and whatever other substances and their characteristics appear in knowledge, he of course knows them, but does not have attachment aversion feelings in them by treating them as agreeable or disagreeable. Could you scroll a bit, please, Gia? Thank you. The body undergoes different changes. Various instrumental causes get associated externally, but in those situations, he does not feel happy or unhappy at all, and the external bodily activity suitable to his spiritual status takes place in natural course. He does not involve himself in it forcibly, and he does not allow his upyog, that is active consciousness, to deviate or ramble too much. He rather holds deviationless, which is stable condition, by becoming stoical and dispassionate, And occasionally, due to rise of mild passions, which is Shuddha, auspicious thought activity is also caused, owing to which he gets inclined towards the external means of Shuddha, but knowing such inclination also to be relinquishable, wishes to uproot it. And due to the absence of rise of intense passion, there exists no ashubh upyog, which is inauspicious thought activity of indulging in violence, etc., and having attained such an internal state of self, he has accepted the Digambar posture, total possessionless, naked state of quietude and serenity, has become free from the acts of decorating the body, etc., lives in forest caves, etc., follows unbleachedly 28 mool guns, which is basic rights, endures 22 types of parishas, parishahas, afflictions, adores 12 kinds of taps, which is penances, sometimes becomes motionless like an idol by holding the meditative posture, sometimes engages himself in external pious activities, such as study of scriptures, etc., sometimes attentively engages oneself in food taking and making movement, etc., which activities are fit for him for the sake of maintaining the body, being the associating cause of Muni Dharma, which is monk's religion. Such a state of Jain monk, and this applies to all Jain monks.
Stop. So these are the 19 characteristics. It was disturbing the flow of language, so I stopped pointing out the points, but now I will point it one by one. Okay. So these are the general characteristics of monks, whether they are acharyas, upadhyayas, or sadhus. They all fall into the category of monk. Okay. They are all sadhus. But among the sadhus, the one who have got administrative qualities in them, they are made the acharyas. Okay. The one who has got this quality of preaching, they are the upadhyayas. They are given the post of upadhyayas. Their job is to teach other monks in the congregation. And what the main function of sadhu is? So sadhus are only those who are neither acharyas nor upadhyayas, but their primary objective is to engross in themselves. Okay. So even the acharyas and upadhyayas, when they want to manifest keval gyan, okay, at that time, they also leave their post and become ordinary sadhus. Because when they become ordinary sadhu, they don't have any responsibility apart from engrossing in themselves. Okay. So all three are sadhus only, but each are bit different than the other, and that we will discuss when we discuss the specific characteristics of each. But for now, we are discussing the common characteristics. Okay. So the first point, he, the right believer, who have become dispassionate and indifferent to worldly pleasures, relinquished all kinds of possession and attachment. So when you want to become a monk, the first condition is, first you have to be a right believer. Okay. Unless until you don't change your belief from wrong to right, nothing matters. Even if you become a monk, it does not help you in any way. Okay. So having the right belief is the first step. Then the second is to reduce your passion and become dispassionate. Okay. Reduce your passion completely? No, not completely, but up to the 3 levels of passions. Okay. Anantanubandhi, apratyakhyan, and pratyakhyan. Who, having become dispassionate and indifferently to worldly pleasures. Now he is not attracted to the worldly pleasures. He has become indifferent. Okay. Relinquished all kinds of possessions because he knows that there is no happiness in any kind of possessions. On the contrary, possession becomes a cause of sorrow for them. So they have relinquished all kinds of possessions and attachments. Okay, this is the second point. No, this is still the first point. Now the second point. Accepted Shuddhopyog, pure passionless conduct of self-absorption. Okay. So Shuddhopyog is a stage where you are indulging, you are taking shelter of yourself and manifesting pure manifestation. Okay. Passionless manifestation. Okay. So this is the second point. Accepting and accepted Shuddhopyog form of monk's conduct. Okay. So there are three forms of monk's conduct. Uh, uh, no, not only monks, but all the human beings of this universe, all the living beings of the universe, either they are in the auspicious state or in the inauspicious state or in the pure state. Okay. So the monks are in the pure state, pure passionless conduct of self-absorption form of monk's conduct. The third point, experiences internally through that Shuddhopyog his own self. Okay. So what is the primary function of a monk? Experiences internally through that Shuddhopyog his own self, experiencing his own self all the time, right? To be the self soul only. Okay. Experiencing his own self to be the self soul only.
Sir,
So
what is Shuddhopyog?
Shuddhopyog is pure disposition. So there are three kinds of disposition. Either it is auspicious or inauspicious or pure. Auspicious binds punya karma. Inauspicious binds pap karma. And when you are in the pure state, you don't bind any karmas, but on the contrary, you are shedding all old bonded karmas. Okay? So there are only three stages that you can manifest, either auspicious, inauspicious, and pure. So the monks primarily are experiencing their own self and they are manifesting this Shuddhopyog, pure passionless conduct, pure passionless conduct, okay, of self-absorption. Fourth point. This is still the third point. Never feels I-ness in other objects. Okay. Other objects are becoming a part of their knowledge, but they never feel I-ness. They never believe that those belongs to them. Okay. They practice discriminative knowledge and they know the self as their own, and everything else comes into the category of non-self. Okay. So never feel I-ness in other objects and believes one's own sentient nature only as one's own. Okay. So this is the fourth point. Believes one's own sentient nature only as one's own, never feel mindness in alien disposition. Okay. Fifth point. Whatever other substances and their characteristics appear in knowledge. Okay. He, of course, knows them. He knows them, but does not have attachment, aversion, feelings in them. Okay. By treating them as agreeable or disagreeable. Okay. There is nothing called agreeable and disagreeable. All the objects that are reflecting in our knowledge are just an object for us in our knowledge. There is no other relation with those objects. They are just reflecting in our knowledge. Because of our purity, they are reflecting. And when they are reflecting, we never develop a feeling of attachment and aversion to them. Then still we are good. Okay, this is the fifth point. Sixth one, the body undergoes. Whose body we are talking about? We are talking the body about sadhus, body of the sadhus. These are the common characteristics, okay, of a monk. So, the body undergoes different changes. Various instrumental causes get associated externally. Nimit, external instrumental causes means nimit, get associated externally. But in those situations, he does not feel happy or unhappy at all. So when you don't feel happy or unhappy, it is called passionless. Okay, vitragta. सुख दुख का अनुभव नहीं करते, ठीक है. So then it is vitragta. Seventh, the external bodily activity suitable to his spiritual status takes place in natural course, because they are not the doer. The external bodily activity is happening, but they don't become a doer. It happens naturally. He does not involve himself in it forcibly. He does not involve himself in it forcibly. Okay. So it is happening. The activity of the body is happening, but he is not becoming a doer of it. He's just becoming an observer. Okay. So the bodily activity takes place in natural course, but he does not involve himself in it forcibly. Number 8, he does not allow his upyog. Upyog means active consciousness to deviate.
So,
Huh.
so I'm sorry. So I need to log off. Is it okay? So
Okay.
I'll follow up on the recording.
No problem. No problem.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Stand.
He does not allow. He does not allow his upyog. Upyog is active consciousness to deviate or ramble too much. Ramble too much means taking our upyog from one place to another object, one object to another object. That is called ramble. वो भ्रमाते नहीं है, उपयोग को भ्रमाते नहीं है. He never deviates or ramble too much. His active consciousness. Okay. So whatever he is knowing, he keeps knowing it only. He never deviate or rambles his upyog from one object to another object. He rather holds deviationless, stable condition by becoming stoical and dispassionate. What is this stoical and dispassionate? Dispassionate, of course, is vitragta. Okay.
Sir, stoical is like, indifferent to anything.
Yes. Udasin. Okay. Udasin. Here it means udasin, remaining indifferent to external things. He does not allow his upyog active consciousness to deviate or ramble to. He rather holds deviationless stable condition by becoming stoical, that is indifferent, and dispassionate. Okay. Dispassionate means you are either not manifesting attachment or aversion. That's how you become dispassionate. So whatever is reflecting on the knowledge, it is reflecting, but you are not reacting, either manifesting attachment or aversion. You are not reacting. Number 9, occasionally, due to rise of mild passion, okay, shubh upyog, auspicious thought activity is also caused. Okay. So when it is in the pure state, he is not binding any new karmas. On the contrary, he is shedding old binded karmas. But when he gets into mild passion, okay, that is shubh upyog, auspicious thought activity, okay, is also caused, owing to which he gets inclined towards the external means of shuddhopyog. Okay. So even when he gets into subhupyog, he tries to get into pure disposition. Okay. And for that, he gets inclined towards the external means of shuddhopyog. But knowing such inclination also to be relinquishable, wishes to uproot it. Okay. So he is not happy with the Shubhupyog. Although Subhupyog comes in between, auspicious thought activity comes in between, but he never relishes those. He never enjoys those. And he knows that this is also a means of new bondage. Okay. And so he wants to get into pure disposition, which is not a cause of new bondage. Number 10. And due to the absence of rise of intense passion, so there is no intense passion in the life of a monk. Okay. Either it is pure disposition or mild passion, but they never manifest intense passions. Okay. They don't have any sinful activity left in their life. Okay. Their whole life is so pure and auspicious. And due to the absence of rise of intense passion, there exists no Ashubhupyog. So for monk, it is either Shubh or Shuddh, pure or auspicious, no inauspicious. There exists no Ashubhupyog, inauspicious thought activity of indulging in violence, etc., indulging in any kind of 5 kinds of sins. Number 11, having attained such an internal state of self, he has accepted the Digambar posture, totally possessionless, naked state of quietitude and serenity. He is so calm, peaceful internally because he has accepted the Digambar posture and attained such an internal state of self. Okay. So now he is manifesting either pure disposition or auspicious disposition. Number 12, has become free from the acts of decorating the body. So now he does not have attachment with the body and other association. So there is no desire to decorate the body, to maintain the body. Okay. So he has become free from the acts of decorating the body, etc. Number 13, lives in forest. He has left the household. So now he is living in forest, caves, etc. 14, follows unbreachedly 28 Mool Gunas. So all the 28 basic rights he is following without any blemishes. Okay. Endures 22 types of parishas. Okay. Endures means not sahan, but endures means winning over it. Okay. Endures 22 types of parishas. Parishas are afflictions. Okay. 22 types of afflictions. 16. Adores 12 kinds of tapas, penances. 17. Sometimes becomes
What is
motionless.
Parishas exactly?
Pardon?
What is Parishas exactly?
Parishas is affliction. Afflictions are like that in the winter time, these monks will intentionally go near a river and meditate and will check himself whether his concentration is there in the self or not, or he is getting distracted because of the coldness over there. Okay. And in summer, the monks go at the top of the mountain and again endures there the heat of that sun. Okay. And practices meditation and discriminative knowledge there. Okay. That my pure soul is different from this body. I am getting heat in the body and not in the soul. At the same time, my soul is completely cool. Okay. So these kinds of afflictions he is enduring. 16th, adores 12 kinds of tapas, that is penances. 17th, sometimes becomes motionless like an idol. Okay. Idol in a temple. You have seen idol in temple? They are always motionless, engrossed in self, And by looking at the idol of the Jinendra Pratima, we also feel to get ourselves engrossed in ourself. Okay. So sometimes we become motionless like an idol by holding the meditation posture. 18. Sometimes engages himself in external pious activities such as study of scriptures, etc. So what are these auspicious activities? Studying of scriptures, uh, giving sermons to somebody, some seekers, right? Then taking food for maintaining the body. Okay. All these are auspicious activity of the sixth spiritual stage of development. Sometimes engages himself in external pious activities such as study of scriptures, etc. 19. Sometimes attentively engages oneself in food taking and making movement, etc., which activities are fit for him for the sake of maintaining the body. Okay. Not for the sake of making a body strong, but just to maintain the body. Okay. Being the associating cause of Muni Dharma. So to sustain the Muni Dharma, to sustain the monkhood, they do take food once in a day, that also with all their preconditions. Okay, but the purpose of taking the food is to maintain the body so that he could meditate and reduce passion as much as possible. So these are the 19 points of the general characteristics of a monk. Now we will see the specific characteristics of each Acharya, Upadhyay, and Sadhu. Small points are there, but we will take it next time. Okay. Special characteristics we will take next time. We have just covered the common characteristics. Still 9 minutes are left. I want to discuss few things with you regarding the second SEM. So I see that many of you have not completed the assignments. So in total in a SEM, we have 6 assignments to complete. Okay. One is CC1, CC2, CC3. Okay. So 3 assignments, CC1, CC2, CC3. Then 3 other oral assignments, out of which 2 are oral, Gandhar Mulyankan and Viva. Okay. So these 2 most of you have completed, but still some of are left. The third assignment is, the third and the last assignment is the LCPA, life-changing practical application. Okay. So some of you are still pending with that also assignment. So I would request every one of you to complete those assignments. First, you complete the objectives because objective have a specific time frame. Okay. The other assignments you can give later on also. Okay. Because it is under my hand. So we can get it done in one day itself. Don't worry about that. But complete the objectives on time. So how many of you have completed the first objectives? I think only 4-5 students.
I'm done.
Raise your hand. 1, 2, 3. Roshni, you have not completed. Jia,
Sir,
4. Okay, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Madhuji, you have completed first objective.
I have completed.
So
No,
5.
sir.
Madhuji have not completed, right?
No, sir.
So you can just simply attempt today itself. It's just going to be fun. Okay.
Yeah. Actually, I have guests also at home.
Yeah, I know. But still, you
Yeah.
take out time for 1 hour, 1.5 hours. It doesn't take much more than that. And it's an open book exam. At least you can tell your guest that I'm doing this course and I have to complete this exam on time. So maybe today, tomorrow, next week, the whole month you can attempt any time. But I would like you to complete first paper. I think tomorrow. Second paper has already been released, right? So now you can attempt the second paper also. Okay. Yesterday,
try,
there
sir.
was a message. Gia, you are sharing the messages that are being circulated in the team leaders group.
I'll do that, sir.
So that is your duty. I think you are getting lost in between.
Yeah, I had too much work last month, so I got very inactive. But
So
now,
what we can do is I can appoint other team leaders. Okay, you pursue your even you are not able to complete assignments on time. So I think you have been very busy. So I would like to appoint Soumya, Jain, and Himali. Okay, for this year as team leaders, and you can both of Urja anyway is not attending classes, so I think he has left the course, and you are still attending, but you are not finding time to uh, do your duties as a team leader, and the whole group gets affected. Okay, so Somya, you will be able to do that duty. I'll join you in a team leaders group, and there will be some matches coming for the commonly for the group that you have to share in the group, and some other things that you are already doing it. So I'll make you a team leader, and Himali, now she has left the class, but she is also very regular, and you are all able to complete on time also the assignments. Okay, so we don't want to burden anybody, those who are very busy. Okay, now it is all about managing the time, Gia. This is not that much difficult. But at your age, you don't have that maturity to understand the importance of this course, right? So you have other attractions and distractions now. I understand. So, but you have done a good job over a period of time, first year. So now you focus on the studies. Don't left the studies. Okay, that is my request.
I'll put up the assignments for the last sem on Moodle.
Yeah.
And
You call me personally, and we will, those whose assignments are pending, you call me personally, and I will make it more simple. Okay. So that is fine. But you attempt the objectives, right? Straight away.
Sir,
Okay.
option for submitting the assignments online is, I think, yet not there for CC2 and 3.
I'll
3.
It is not there. Yesterday, there was a message that paper 2 has opened up.
the objectives are open, but the assignments on Moodle have not been uploaded.
That is no problem. You just send me across by mail. That is enough. Okay. So just complete the objectives, paper 1, paper 2 by next week. Okay. Over a period of 1 week, you complete. Pratibha ji has already completed. Paper 2, you will attempt today or tomorrow, right?
Are you asking me?
Yeah.
I will try this weekend,
Yeah,
it's a little busy.
anytime
And
this
last
week.
week we had fires in LA.
So
I
that's
was
why the paper are opened on Friday, so that you can attempt on a period on the weekend, Saturday and Sunday. Okay.
Yeah.
So you complete all the objectives, and whoever the other assignments are pending, you just get in touch with me. I will make it simple for you, and ensure that
And sir, I'm looking at the Moodle app, and it's showing Sem 10 paper in Sem 2. Paper 2 of Sem 10 is present in our Moodle app. So
Okay.
that has to be
Yes,
corrected.
yes.
Okay. I'll complain it to the concerned person, and I will see that it gets rectified very soon, so that you are able to appear for the paper
Sir,
2.
has the Moksha Prakashak books been sent to us? I
You have
haven't.
you have ordered the
Yes.
books?
Okay, so it has to be ordered. Right.
Yeah. You have to order. You have to pay the fees, and
So
you have
can
to order.
somebody send that links again?
Yeah, I will share it. That was there in the team leaders group, but Gia has missed those messages, and
We
that's
would have
why.
remembered. I just forgot. We
No
would have
problem.
remembered if those messages would have come to us. Yeah, right.
No problem. I will share it again. Okay.
Okay.
But everyone should order the books. Nowadays, it is being couriered in India anywhere within 3-4 days. So you will soon receive by the next week. And Mokshma Prakasak is a very big book. So it is not worth printing. So you order the book, it is available. And if they are not sending it, then you take a printout. Okay. And all those who are staying abroad, they should take a printout. There is no other option for you, like Roshni, courier charges will be more than what you will get through a printout. Okay. So, but whenever you come to India, you can order the books. Anyways, you are paying the fees, so you can order the books to your Indian address. Okay. And
Actually, sir, it's been impossible to pay fees as well because
yeah. So I will pay on
the
your behalf. You just let me know. I will pay on your behalf, and I will give you some US contact. You can send it to UK to my son's account. Okay, I'll pay for you.
okay.
So I'll pay for
The only way I can pay to UK account is through PayPal. So before you pay for me, let me confirm with you offline how I can repay you.
even if you don't pay, it's okay. Whenever you come to India, you can pay. Don't worry about that. Okay, I'll pay yours. All else, Pratibha ji, you are
Amita Desai, she's in India right now. So she's
okay.
going to pay for me for this semester.
Okay.
And I might be in India in April, May. So
Okay,
I
no.
will then pay for the
You are in
next year.
USA or you are in Australia?
No, I'm in LA, in USA.
USA. So Roshni, you can pay to Pratibha ji. Okay. And Amita ji will pay for all three of you. Pratibha ji,
Yeah.
Amita ji, and Roshni. Okay.
Amita is already in India. So Roshni, maybe you can just tax her.
No, Amita ji.
Yeah. So that way she doesn't have to pay me. She can pay directly to Amita ji.
Okay.
Okay. Can you send me Pratibha ji? Please, can you send me her contact?
Yeah, sure. It's in the, our group, but I'll give you it too. Yeah, it's in
Okay,
our
I can get it from the
I'll share Amita ji's number for people, those who are residing in USA. So you can internally transfer the money and they will pay on your behalf. So you have to pay 1,500 rupees for the course and 200 rupees extra for that certificate, the certificate that you're getting from that institute. Okay. So if you want that
So for the
certificate,
first year also we have not received the certificate and we don't know. There was some other test was also to be given by us for that certificate separately.
no other test, only these objectives only. Those who have not given the objectives, they should give that objectives. But otherwise, there is no other exams. So those who have paid 1,700, they should follow up with that new team leaders. Okay. So I will make you that. I will include you in the team leaders group, and then there are names given of the volunteers who are going to look after this department, different departments. So you can escalate those complaints to them and they will do the needful. That also I will share in the group. So these things will get settled. You order the books immediately and you will get it by next week and we can resume our classes next week. By that time, you will receive the books. Okay. And those who are
Sir,
in
I
US,
had made. Okay. Sorry, sir. Sir, I had made payment for the first semester. So I think I need to pay for the second semester.
Yeah.
And sir, for the semester exam, I had spoken to Tanuji and she said it is not open. It will be open in the month of July, sir.
I will talk to Tanuji today. Today I'm free and we can connect in the evening around 6:30 today. Okay.
Okay, we'll talk about it at 6:30.
Yeah. We'll talk about that 6:30. I will get a reply from Tanuji by that time and we will
Okay,
see how we can take this forward. Okay. No problem.
Okay.
Don't worry. You now continue to attend classes, new session and Tattwagyan 1 and 2, right? So 2, you have covered some of the chapters and Tattwagyan 1, that we will start, or otherwise I'll share the recordings. You can catch up from the recordings. Okay.
So we can't have a live session, sir. Is it possible for me and biology to have live
Yeah,
session?
but let me check with Tanuji first what we are doing with Vitragvigan 1, 2, 3. Okay. And
Okay,
then we can pick up.
then
No problem.
till then I'll finish my assignments also.
Yeah, you finish
I'll
the
talk
other
about you
assignment.
in person, sir, about it. Maybe.
Okay.
Let's not.
So
I
in
shall
the
not
evening,
disturb others.
at 6:30, Payal and you can connect on that other group hour. Okay. And
At
we will
6:30
discuss
today.
how to go
Okay.
forward. By that time, I will also have clarity from Tanuji and we will discuss how to go forward. Okay. I've been
Okay, thanks.
busy these days, so I was not able to follow up on that front. But now I'm
Same,
free,
sir.
so we will do it.
I was not well, very ill. I was. So for a month, I had a tough time. But now I'm fine. I should start doing things.
No problem, no problem, no problem.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, so we'll meet
Sir,
up.
I too have a question, sir.
Yeah.
Regarding the objectives, Dharm ke 10 Lakshan, we have the Hindi book only, no? We don't have English.
No, it is there. English PDF is available.
I don't have.
I have shared a link of Google where all the course material for all the semesters are available. You go to that and you will find the English 10 Laksham there in PDF there. You can
You have
download.
shared it today, today or
I have
sometime
shared
back. The
it, I have
last,
shared it yesterday, I think. Yeah.
maybe yes. Acha, it's there, is it? Okay. I was just following the Hindi book.
You
Okay,
keep
sir.
that link, Soumya, you also keep that link because people will be asking books now and again. So that link consists of all the PDF of all the course material. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah,
sir.
that is there in the description of the group, sir. Already there.
Okay, very good. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, it's
Thank you,
there,
sir.
easy to
Very good.
Thank
download
you, sir.
too.
Hindi book is a very good treat to read. It's very argumentative, explanatory.
Hmm. Yeah, but
Yeah.
once you are comfortable in English, so it is also the same thing. So those who are comfortable in English can read the English one and Hindi one simultaneously. So at least you will get the terminology. You will learn new terminologies in English, and we have found words for each of the Hindi words. Only it's you have to work little bit to get those terminology. Okay.
So is it okay to read a comparative study in English and as well Hindi?
Yeah.
And do, yeah.
It's
And
better.
seven
It's better. If you have time, you read both. If you are comfortable
Okay.
only in English, you read only English. If you are comfortable in Hindi, you read only Hindi. There is no
Okay.
restriction as far as language is concerned. It is how
But while
better.
doing but as I've taken up to do in English, can I use both language to at
Yeah,
least
both,
present
both.
myself in my
Mixed
own
language
way, in
also,
my own words?
mixed language also, one word English
Okay.
and other words Hindi also, everything.
Because I was stuck up with the language, so I couldn't
Yeah,
move on presenting
So
my
you
presentation.
can add Hindi words in between. You can add
Okay.
English words. Whatever way you feel comfortable, you do it. Doesn't matter.
Okay.
We can use both, is it like that, sir?
Yes, both. Because
Okay,
I'm
sir.
going to check only, so there is no problem as such.
Okay, sir.
Objectives,
Thank
there is
you.
no problem at all because all the options are given, so there is no
Right.
problem with that.
Yeah.
And you have both the question papers, right? In English and Hindi, both, no?
Yeah,
Together, sir.
every
Yes, I
question
think
is
it's together.
So if you are not understanding the English question, you can
that is why
refer
it's
to.
easy.
Yeah. Okay, fine. So
Okay.
everything is settled, and we'll meet next week and take this forward. Till then, you complete the objectives. Okay.
So 2 more minutes, I want a minute of yours, sir. So planning to do my 7 fundamentals today. So in the 7 fundamentals, should I make it a viva or I should make a write-up, sir?
You can do an oral also. You can do a write-up also. You can highlight 10 points from that chapter also. All the options are there.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, I can hide. Okay, 3 options. Highlight 10 points in that.
Apart from objective, you contact me personally and I will
Okay.
simplify further according to your requirement. Okay. Don't worry.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank
Okay.
you. Jai Jinendra.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Jai Jinendra.
निज में बताई यह अनंत उपकार है उसके लिए
जिन
जिनवाणी
वाणी माँ को
वंदना
वंदना